Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Too Pretty to Be Unhappy. Happy New Year's, guys. I am so excited to be back with you. I know we took last week off. I hope that everyone took a well-needed break, rest and relaxation, and are back for an exciting 2024. I am so happy today because we have our very first podcast guest, and it is my sister Megan.
Hello. Happy 2024.
Yay! Megan, thanks so much for coming on the pod. I know that we've
problem.
been talking about this, and I am so happy that you're my first guest. So today, I don't know if if anyone can relate to this. I think that you can. We are going to be chatting about online dating and dating apps.
Exciting.
I feel like, obviously over the last, it's got to be like 10 years, dating apps have, right?
Longer than that, yeah.
Dating apps have really been the new way to meet people. I think that they've come a long way from Tinder to Bumble to Hinge to all of these other, new apps and such. And I think that some of you can probably agree that for me, it's been a little frustrating. It's a little tough. It's like you got to be in it to win it. And it almost, to me, feels like a full-time job. Do you agree?
I think it can feel that way. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I did consider it when I was ingrained in it, a little bit of a part-time job.
Yeah.
You have to put the effort in.
Right.
But yeah, it can get frustrating.
So, however, we know so many people who have met on a dating app, and it has worked, and I have seen it work. And it's worked for Megan and her fiance. Flash that ring, girl. That's right. Nice little ring. Thank you. Great job, Bri. So I wanted to have Megan on the podcast to kind of talk about her journey through online dating and app dating. I know personally for me, it has not worked out, unfortunately.
Yet. We need to get into some,
Thank you, sister.
growth mindset here.
Thank you,
Yet.
sister.
It hasn't worked yet.
Okay, thank you. So, yeah, for me, I know personally, I feel like after a long day of work and, you're busy all day, you're taking care of everything, you're getting up, you're working out, you're making your meals, you're going to work, you're doing all these things, and now you need to add another layer of online dating and getting on the app and swipe. It can become frustrating, and it can honestly become exhausting. And that's kind of how I felt about it. I try not to put too much pressure on it, but I know that a lot of people are meeting this way. And since I've seen it work so many times, I'm like, all right, there's got to be something to it. I have met some really cool people. I think that, though, this dating app thing can play a lot into ghosting culture.
Yes, absolutely. But I also think that
She's the positive sister.
It depends on the person,
Yeah.
right? I've gone through a lot of iterations with dating apps. From when I started, I think I probably did altogether 4 rounds, as I call them, where I would download, I would swipe, I'd meet people, and then you meet somebody and maybe you develop a relationship, and then things don't work out, you take a break, you try again. So I went through this probably 3 or 4 times over a span of probably 5 or so years.
How long were your breaks?
3-4 months at least.
Oh, that's not bad.
So yeah.
Mine are 1 year.
Well, it's a bit of a longer break, but a break is a break.
I literally, guys, I will download the app, work on my profile, and maybe we should look at my profile today.
Wow.
And see what we think. So we'll do that in a little bit. But I'll work on the profile. I'll update my pictures because that's the other thing too. I'm not here to catfish anybody, so I want to make sure that at that point in time that when I'm on, like those are my pictures. This is what it is. This is what you see is what you get. So that's one thing that I do, and then I get on, and I feel like I give it the good college try for a week, and then I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like, this is too exhausting. Or, I get discouraged if I'm ghosted or something like that. And I have met, I would say, a couple really, really nice guys on this app and went on a couple dates. It didn't work out fine. But I just find it to be like another job. This is on me too. If this is what I want, if I want a relationship, if I want that part of my life to start, like I do need to kind of take the bulls by the horn and get out there and put myself out there. And I totally get that.
I think that, again, everyone listening, needs to change that mindset though a little bit.
Okay.
Because you said, I download it for a week, I get annoyed, and that's it. I don't want to deal with it anymore. You thought the same thing about college. You hated college at first.
I did.
Hated college
until I didn't.
No one was my friend. No one liked me. Oh my gosh, I don't want to be here. Come pick me up all the time. And then it clicked.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
But how many months did it take for it to click?
A few.
A semester.
At least.
I remember.
Yeah.
So you have to give it a little bit of time. And like I said, I went through a lot of iterations. Every time I feel like I got better at it. I got better at, it's sometimes difficult to say, but it's a little bit like a game, right? Yeah. I got better at the game. I knew what I wanted. I knew what I absolutely didn't want. And I wasn't willing to settle for things anymore. And that's what got me, I think, to where I am now.
Yeah.
I also, I'm not going to lie, I think I started this later in life. I didn't really start online dating until my very late 20s, almost 30s. So I did most of this through my early 30s. And I was at a different point in my life. I wasn't fresh out of college or in college trying to do this and figuring things out. I lived on my own. I had my own responsibilities. I had a clearer picture of where I was. I had an established career. Yeah. And I knew what I wanted. And that was, for me, very helpful in dating.
Let's talk about that, like, at the very beginning.
Okay.
So, what got you into this dating app culture? Like, what kind of was the point where it was a trigger, like, all right, let me download this, let me see what it's like?
Great question. It's actually a great time of year to be talking about this because I remember it was New Year's Eve. And
looking for a New Year's kiss.
Oh Lord.
Thanks. Keep going.
So one of my very good friends, Megan, shout out Megani. Megan is my friend who is so courageous. She does everything first and she reports back, right? She reports back and tells me, what it's like and what to expect and all of these things. So I know exactly what's going to happen going in, or at least a better idea of what's going to happen going in.
We all need a Megani.
Correct. Right. Everyone get yourself a Megani.
Love that.
So she had downloaded some apps. We were working together at the time and she was swiping and I'd watch her swipe and I'd, swipe with her and I thought it was exciting and I was at a different phase in my life. I had recently, lost a lot of weight and was feeling a lot more confident and better about myself. And this was definitely a goal I had, was to find somebody and, get into a relationship and see what that part of my life was going to be like. And Megan had started and it was New Year's Eve. Everyone's talking about their resolutions. We were having a party. Resolutions, intentions for the new year. And I said, you know what? I'm going to download a dating app and I'm going to try it. Maybe it was some liquid courage. Who knows?
We've all been there. It's fine.
So a bunch of her friends at the party. We all sat down and I downloaded the app and I set up my profile. And I said, okay, I'm not going to swipe on anybody yet. And they're like, okay, that's fine. You did it. This is a big step. It's a big step. And it probably sat there for like 2 weeks. And finally, Megan like barged into my office one day and she goes, have you swiped on anybody? And I said, no.
Absolutely not.
No way. Absolutely. No.
No.
Nope. And she just took the phone and she goes, okay, we're doing it right now together. And
Nice.
we swiped, and the first guy I swiped on, it was a match. And
excuse me. Thank you.
But I think that is innately everyone's fears, whether they say it or not on this. What if nobody swipes and I don't have anybody out there and no one is interested in me? And I think it does come down to your self-confidence of, oh, no one finds me attractive, because whether we like it or not, most of the time people are just looking at your pictures, which is not the best part of this, which is one of the reasons, one of the things I don't like about the app so much. But it did give me a little bit of a boost of, okay, there's one person, right? There's at least one person out there who wanted to talk to me.
Right.
Now, I had started with Bumble. So if anyone doesn't know, on Bumble, at least for female seeking males, it's the female has to initiate the conversation. So the ball was in my court. So I could swipe on all of these people and never start a conversation. So that was, of course, my next step. I had to start a conversation. And I started off real basic. It was just hi. Ooh, just real boring. Hi. Again, this was my first round.
You're better than a hi.
Yeah, I understand, but how do you start a conversation?
No, I don't.
Correct.
That's I don't. That's the point.
Here we go.
That's my issue. Okay.
So yeah, a lot of it was just hi, and then it's the hi back. How are you? Good. How are you?
Oh my God, so boring.
And it's just the monotonous back and forth.
Because society tells us that that's how we have to speak and start a conversation.
So yeah, it was just, I had a really good friend who knew that this was important to me, and she just kept pushing me to try it and to do it.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that's how I got started.
I love that. I think too, I just want to go back to quick when you said, talking about pictures and things like that. Because I know personally that's something that I struggle with.
Yeah.
It's no secret, anyone that's listening on the first 4 episodes. I have struggled still to this day and working on my body and the way that I look. And it can be really scary to put yourself out there, because getting on a dating app, it's like there's a bit of vulnerability there. That you need to
ton of vulnerability.
Right. That you need to be okay with.
Yes.
And that's why I said it's important to put those pictures out of like what you genuinely do look like, but sometimes it can be hard if you don't love what you see in the mirror all the time. So it definitely takes a bit of confidence and like you said, like working on yourself and liking yourself to even get to that point of putting those pictures up. Because that can be really scary. And I know that that's probably something I will absolutely admit has kept me off the apps in the past. Because I was scared. I was like, I don't love the way that I look. Why would anyone else like the way that I look? And that just comes with, again, a mental health journey of working on yourself, working on liking yourself, loving the way that you look, and trying to see what other people see when they look at you. Because I think that we all know that we are our harshest critics.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So...
But I think also with that, like when I set up my profile, I didn't do it by myself.
Right.
I had people that I knew and trusted there with me. And I think that was helpful for me. Because again, every picture I saw, I was like, oh no. Oh, I look awful. Oh no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And it's nice to have a hype team. Right. To be like, no, you look hot.
Get yourself a hype team. You hear that?
You look hot in this picture. Yeah. You look great. You love this outfit. You love this shirt. Look at your hair. Like, me and my friends love when we have mermaid hair. We're like, you have mermaid hair in this picture.
Absolutely.
It looks great. Find people who are going to to boost you.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times, if we just wait on ourselves, it may not happen.
We're not doing ourselves justice.
No.
Absolutely. Tell me about when you're swiping, or when you were swiping. She's engaged now. When she was swiping, what were green flags in a profile and what were red flags?
Okay. So I know I had said in the beginning, I hate, one of the things I don't like about online dating apps is it's all about the pictures. Truth time. First time I was on the dating apps, it was all about the pictures. How'd you look, fellas? Because I was like, ooh, are you cute? Right. Ooh, you're cute. I think you're cute. Swipe right. Ooh, yeah, you're definitely cute. Swipe right. That didn't work out for me. No. Did not work out for me because I wasn't looking at anything else, right? I was skimming the profile. As I went along, I started to get a lot more discerning of what I was really looking for. For me, green flags were pictures in groups of people. I want someone who's connected to other people, whether it be their family or they have a close group of friends. Again, as the rounds went on, I noticed a lot more people just putting up solo pictures of themselves, selfies, which, you want one or two of those, maybe doing an activity that you like. Not fishing. Are we over that yet as a culture?
Over the fish
holding
pictures?
Up like the big fish that you caught? Like that's awesome, but
stop it.
Cool.
I don't know. No, and I agree with you. So I agree that seeing a picture of a man with a group of friends or with their family and things like that, I think that's a big green flag. Because, I don't think that you need to have a million friends. That's fine. But to know that there are 2, 3, 4 close people in your life that you have connected with previous to this and are good friends to, that's a green flag.
Right.
Being a good friend is a green flag.
Absolutely. And, we're saying the men that we swipe on because we are females who seek men, but all of these apps, if you are seeking any kind of person, that's something I would look for.
Absolutely.
Someone who is connected to somebody else. For me, I love when they're in pictures doing something that that they love, an activity that they enjoy, because I value being active.
Yeah.
As I went along and started to be a little bit more picky, really reading the prompts, I think Hinge had a lot better prompts than Bumble did. They started to get a lot better. They would ask you these questions, kind of open-ended questions, and I loved when someone was a little funny.
Oh, yeah, they witty and the humor.
Yes, like if they had a good quote in there from a movie or a TV show that I like, that's something that's an in, right? Of, oh, this is something we at least have in common.
What are the red flags?
Oh, gosh, red flags. So many red flags.
All the red.
Red flags for me were people who did not, I could tell, didn't align with my values.
Got it.
I think a lot of the time on these apps, kind of right at the end, it'll say things like, are you a smoker or a non-smoker? Do you have a pet? Are you open to marriage or children? What are your political beliefs?
Yeah.
So those were things that I started to pay more attention to because I was noticing in the relationships that I was in and the people that I was meeting, I enjoyed their company and I enjoyed getting to know them, and then we would hit this wall of, oh, this is a really big deal for me.
Right.
This is something that I'm not going to waver on, and you are clearly not going to waver on. And it always came back to those core values and beliefs, like what you hold most true to you. Yeah, and I think that some people answer these prompts very seriously. And when someone shows you who they are, even in a prompt, you should believe them.
Right.
And swipe left.
No matter how cute they are.
Mm-mm.
So I agree. And I think that I also really like too about these dating apps. What I do like is that they'll put right up there at the top, like, what are you looking for? And that for me too, because I know what I want.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's important too. And as a person, this is something that I have struggled with in relationships, where I know that I want someone that wants to be in a relationship and eventually wants to get married. Like, I'm looking for someone who's looking for a commitment eventually. And so rather than swiping on these guys that say, I don't want anything serious, and me being like, we can change that.
Yes.
You can't.
Don't
They-
go in there trying
Amanda,
to
they
change people.
They told you that
Yep.
they don't want to be, like, take it seriously. So for me
Mhm.
personally, I could love everything about their profile. I could love everything about their pictures. But if in it says, not looking for something serious, all right, well, I am. And I think that's really important to take very seriously.
Yes.
Because then it's just an upward battle, and it's like you're signing yourself up for failure.
Yeah, and I think most important is taking that first step of figuring out what you want.
Oh, yes, please.
What do you want?
Please.
Because there have been times where I've been on dating apps and, yep, I'm absolutely looking for a relationship. This is something that I want. And then there have been times when maybe I'm coming off of a relationship and I'm just trying to, like, get my feet wet a little bit, for lack of a better terms, and no, I'm not looking for anything super serious. And be honest.
Take that seriously, guys.
Stop, think about what you want, think about what's important to you, and then act on that.
Yeah, I agree. And like you said, when someone shows you who they are, even in a prompt,
just believe them.
Believe them.
Just believe them.
Believe them. All this said, I'm sure that, well, I know, you went on a good number of dates.
That I did.
Could you put a number on the number of dates that you went on while you were on these apps all together?
Altogether, I would say between 35 and 40.
That's exhausting.
Yeah. But again, that was over quite a few years.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, what I learned was, I learned very quickly to not go to dinner on your first date. For some reason, I was just always going to dinner with people, and it was a 2-hour commitment that I wasn't into. So I switched it up very quickly to, first date for me was always, let's go grab a coffee, or let's go, grab a drink somewhere. 45 minutes to an hour. My friend Ben always told me, he said, Megan, the only thing you need to know about a first date is, do you want a second date? And if you don't, walk away. That's it. That's all you got to do. And from your second date, do you want a third date?
Right.
And you just keep moving forward that way. Do you want to still see this person again? What are you learning about them? Then you can move on past, that 45 minutes to an hour. Maybe you do some kind of activity, or then maybe you go to dinner and you get to know them a little bit more, but you don't need to jump into a 2-hour or so commitment to somebody, because yes, that can get exhausting.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a lot of first dates.
A lot of first dates. How many second dates?
Not that many. Not as many. I would say we cut that in half, probably.
Nice. So, what is, because I'm sure that we all want to know, what was your worst/funniest date?
Oh, okay.
Tell us.
Oh.
We won't say his name. We'll protect your identity.
Yes. So I was talking to this guy on Hinge for probably about a week. We're having a great, building a great rapport. It's really nice when you're talking online. And he had suggested going to dinner. Dum, dum, dum. Didn't really want to go to dinner. He had a different type of work schedule. That was kind of all he could do in between shifts that he had. So I said, you know what? Let's go. Sounds great. I was, again, really liking the conversation we were having. So I was very open with my family and my roommate at the time that I was on the apps and dating. And I remember I told our dad that I had a date that night. And he called me and said, listen, it's going to start snowing soon. I said, so maybe you should reconsider going on this date tonight. I said, Pop, I can't. Like, he just texted me. He's on his way there. I'm like 10 minutes down the road. It's going to be fine.
He could be the one.
Yeah.
Dad.
I said, Pop, don't you want me to get married?
Don't you
want me to
Don't you want to marry us off?
Good Lord. The man.
Get us off your plate?
Never happy. He's never happy.
He's never happy.
So he's like, listen, I really don't think this is a good idea. I just don't think that you should do this. I'm like, well, I'm going to go. It's going to be fine. Don't even worry about it. So I have my cutest little black heels on and such a cute little outfit. And I get in my car, which is a very tiny little car that shouldn't even look at snow, let alone be driving through snow. And it started to snow a little bit. I'm like, this is pretty. It's such pretty snow.
Romance.
Yeah, and then it turned into a snow squall really fast. And
it's a snow squall.
It's a snow squall.
It's a snow squall.
And then it was just teeming down. I am just kind of shifting all over the road. So I'm getting to the restaurant and I'm like, is it even going to be open? Oh no, it's open. And then this guy pulls in. Now he has a monster truck that looks like it eats snow for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And so he just barrels through. And, you know, I get out of the car. We say hi. We walk in. Now my cute little heels are full of snow. My feet are freezing. Oh. The very nice hostess shows us to a table. We sit down, and almost immediately, I'm just like, this is the most beige man I've ever met in my
Megan.
life. Like, he was the epitome of beige. Everything was boring.
No.
The conversation, if I hadn't said anything, he would have said nothing the entire dinner. And it was painful.
Oh.
The best part was actually learning about his divorce.
No.
Because I knew, like, this wasn't going anywhere, so I just kept asking questions about it. Because I was just prying.
Tell me everything.
I was prying. I'm like,
at
oh
this
my
point,
gosh.
I want the drama and trauma.
Correct.
Let's go.
Correct. I'm like, Dish more. She did what? You
What?
said what? That's insane.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was bananas. So I'm watching the snow. Just these flakes are getting, like, they're the size of my head now.
Yep.
And it's
obviously
insane.
Yeah.
So God bless this waitress. She must have seen 1,000 blind dates before, because she could just tell it was not going well.
Oh,
I think a
bless her
mix of that and it's snowing real hard. She wants to get out of there. We moved this dinner right along. Thank God. And then we're leaving, and he's like, do you want to go, like, grab a coffee or something? I said, snow's getting pretty bad. I think I should probably go. He's like, okay. So I go to my car, and he's following me, and I have, as everyone should in the back of their car, something to wipe the snow off of your car. The scraper. And he goes, oh, I don't have one of those. Can I borrow yours? Sure, man. So now I wipe off my car, and I've started it. There's probably 4 to 5 inches of snow. It's well past my ankle. I'm waiting for him to wipe off his car, and I'm just trying to get out of there as fast as possible.
Oh, God.
So I grab my scraper back from him. I'm like, well, thank you so much. Listen, drive safe. And he goes, I'm trying to get in my car really fast. And he goes, oh, wait, hang on a second. He goes, you know, I've done a few of these dates, and I just kind of want to know, you know, where you see this going. Would you want to see each other again?
He wanted the feedback.
He wanted some feedback.
He wanted you to complete a survey.
Correct.
Got it.
And I did.
Okay.
So I took a deep breath, and I looked at him, and I said, you know what? I just don't think we have that much in common, but I wish you well, and I really hope that you find your person.
That's so nice.
I thought it was. He looked...
I would have been like, you beige.
He was a little beige. He looked pretty shocked by that. He didn't quite know what to say. He kind of said goodbye, and then he jumped in his truck and left me there.
No.
Yep.
Okay.
He like peeled right out of the parking lot. Now I know I can't go anywhere. My car won't go anywhere. So I'm sitting in my car and I call my dad.
Gil?
I'm like, hey Pop, can you come pick me up? My car won't get out of the parking lot.
I can hear him.
There's a big sigh. Okay. I'll be right there. 20 minutes later, he comes and he gets me. It's quiet in the car when I get in. We're quiet for like 5 minutes or so. Then he goes, well, you gonna marry this guy, Meg? I go, oh, no, Pop. I'm never gonna see him again. He goes, are you fucking kidding me? And that was it.
Here he is, and I can hear him, I'm sure, all the way driving to that restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
I told her not to go.
I told her not to do this.
She never listens to me. Those girls never listen to me. They think they know better.
Mm-hmm. The entire way.
We don't know better.
We don't.
We don't.
Sometimes.
Literally. Oh, that poor man. Well, you know what? Wherever you are now, I hope that you found love and happiness. And
I hope you found an eggshell white for your beige.
Megan! That's what we hope. So, wow, okay. After him,
yeah,
I'm sure there were a couple more doozies, but I would like to get into some of the positives.
Yeah.
So now, can I say your fiance's name on there?
You already did. Brian.
Okay. So Brian. Hi, Bri. What was it about Brian's profile that stuck out to you?
As the rounds went on, as I've said, I got a little more picky. One of the things I was kind of picky about was the distance of, okay, how far am I willing to travel to see somebody? Which actually, looking back, I probably would have changed because I set a pretty small radius. So I wasn't getting as many hits, I guess, as I had before. So Brian's profile, actually, I was looking one day, and typically his profile picture, he was wearing sunglasses in it. So I was like, oh, like I really love somebody's eyes. And I was like, well, okay.
Like mine.
So just like yours.
Thank you.
So I scrolled down a little bit, and the next picture, it was a group picture with him and his friends, and he had this like laugh smile on his face that just looked so, you could just tell it was so genuine. And I could almost hear him laughing in that picture. And I was like, oh my gosh, this guy is so cute.
This man, this mystery man.
And all of his prompts, like, he was so funny. He had a great, like, quick little bio. And then what really got me was he had a picture on there of him ice skating with one of his little nieces and nephews, like teaching them to ice skate. And I'm just like, are you kidding? Like,
her heart went pitter patter.
Oh,
people.
Yeah. I was like, ooh, like, so cute.
So cute.
I was like, I just need to know who this guy is. Ooh. So swiped right. It was a match.
Obviously. Who wouldn't swipe right on my sister?
She's a good hype team.
Thank you. Everyone needs one.
So yeah, and then that's kind of what really drew me to him. But the distance thing, as I found out, his family lived pretty locally, and he was visiting them. It was during COVID. He was visiting them, and he had downloaded the apps as well, and he started, swiping. But his apartment was probably 45 to 50 minutes from here.
Got it.
So unless he happened to be visiting family that was close, or I happened to be closer to where he was swiping, we never would have found each other.
A pandemic love. Look at that.
True.
Look at that silver lining. On your first date, were you kind of like, yep, this is it? Or were you, like, how are you feeling?
I felt like there was definitely something special.
Nice.
There was definitely something special. I remember I had parked my car and I looked in my rearview mirror and I could see him walking up the sidewalk. And I remember getting excited. Like, I was excited to see him. I was excited to meet him.
I usually start to sweat at this point at all parts, all places.
So we had been talking for quite a while, actually longer than I typically talk to people online. Before we went on a date, I think a lot of that had to do with COVID.
Yeah.
Like, everyone was still, it was only
being super cautious.
A few months into the pandemic. So yes, everyone was being very cautious. Restaurants were just starting to like open up and serve people outside. I remember I went on a run and I said to myself, okay, if he doesn't ask you out by the time you get back, you are just going to ask him out. Like, you're just going to ask him out.
Guys, yeah, it's 2023. At this point, it was 2021.
Yeah.
Take the reins. Ask him out.
Oh, also, there were plenty of times that I asked other people out. Like,
yes.
When I was just like, okay, I've hit a point where I just want to meet you in person. Like, hey, let's go grab a coffee. Are you free this week? Like, don't wait.
Don't wait.
So I come back from my run and I'm walking into my driveway and I look at my phone and he had said, like, listen, I'd really like to, maybe go out and get a drink. And I broke all my rules and made a dinner reservation.
You heard it here first, folks. That's fate.
Broke all my rules. Well, he wanted to get together at like 6 o'clock. I'm like, well, that's dinner time.
I'm hungry.
I'm going to be hungry.
Your girl is hungry.
Sorry. So yeah, I was really excited to meet him. And, we met and we gave each other a hug. And there was just...
How'd he smell?
Something about him. He
smelled
weird? Great. He smelled great. He smelled so clean.
Nice. So fresh and so clean.
Yeah.
Love that.
Just like an Outcast song.
Wow. Should that be your wedding song?
No.
Okay. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So, and then from there,
it was
happily ever after.
And what's interesting? We both talk about this because we were both, I met Brian probably, I would say, 2 months, a month and a half into this quote unquote round of dating apps.
Mm-hmm.
And I had said to myself, if I'm going to give myself, I think I had set like 6 months. And I said, okay, if you don't meet somebody within these 6 months that you could potentially see like a legitimate relationship with, then you're going to try something a little more serious. Like, I consider something more serious like a Match.com or an eHarmony.
Or a matchmaker.
Or
those? No, guys.
Who has money for a matchmaker?
Not us.
I barely have money for eHarmony or Match.com.
Not us. But matchmakers still exist.
Oh.
And I know person, who has used one.
Okay.
And that really gets down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
Of like personality matching and things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it would be for me, but I know some people have done that too.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had set this kind of goal parameter for myself.
Mm-hmm.
When Brian and I had met, we had just recently started. We just downloaded the apps again. He had kind of gone through a couple rounds as well. And we were both still like talking to other people on these apps and kind of, meeting up for dates with people. And we were very, honest about that with each other. And very quickly it ended with other people because you kind of realize when you're with somebody else and you're like, I wonder what Brian's doing. Oh, I wonder if he's like, I wonder when I'm going to get to see him again. And I wonder what, maybe we can get together this weekend.
That's really sweet.
So they become somebody that you're thinking about all the time and someone you want to get to know more and spend more time with. And yeah, so
I love that. So, okay, can you tell, this is one of my favorite stories. Can you tell the glasses story?
Amanda.
Come on. Everyone wants to hear it. Now you have to.
Oh,
it's good.
Another embarrassing Megan story.
Come on, it's so funny.
So this was probably like maybe 2 or so months into dating, maybe 2.5 months.
Still early.
Very early. Very early.
Very early.
So I am a very proud basic fall girl. I love all the fall things.
Ooh, me too.
And Brian knew that. And he was, we had a whole list of things that we wanted to do. Orchards we wanted to go to, activities we wanted to do.
Cute.
One of them was apple picking.
Cute.
And we go to this one orchard and it's huge. There's like miles and miles and miles of apple trees that we're going through. And we had stopped first and they had food trucks and we got some pizza and we sampled some wine and it was lovely. And we're getting up, we're cleaning up our pizza before we go and pick some apples. And his glasses case is on the table. And so I'm like, oh, I just grab it. I'm like, how kind of you, Megan. I pick it up.
Prescription?
Oh, it was prescription glasses, yes, that he needed.
To see.
So I, of course, was wearing like a very cute, like oversized green fatigue jacket with large pockets. And I was like, oh, it fits
trendy.
Perfectly in my pocket. Thank you. It was very trendy. So we're going along the miles of apples. And again, I need a couple cute boomerangs of me trying to grab apples from the trees. After 45 minutes or so of walking, we're like, okay, we're done for the day. Great. We're exiting. And he says, Meg, can you hand me my glasses? And I touch my pocket and I look at him and I go, you have them, right? And he goes, what are you talking about? I go, you took your glasses, right? Like you're joking with me? No, I didn't take my glasses. You said you took my glasses. And when I tell you, my heart dropped into my toes.
No.
And I was sweating profusely.
No.
Glasses were gone. The glasses were just gone.
Prescription glasses.
Prescription glasses.
That this man needed.
Yeah.
1, to see your beauty. 2.
I don't think he was looking at that point.
2, to like drive home.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
To do his job the next day.
To do anything. So yeah, we tried very hard to retrace our steps, to look, they are nowhere to be found. I am it's that point where you're trying not to cry.
Oh, that's the worst.
Like just trying, I just keep like the big, like weird thing you get in your throat.
Yeah.
That's so painful. When
and
you're
it's only been 2 months. Back
crying.
Oh,
I'm like, well, this is it, Megan. Get ready to download those apps again.
Nope.
This is just not meant for you.
You're not coming back from this one.
Nope. And he was lovely and wonderful. And we drove directly to a Lens Crafters.
Shout out Lens Crafters.
Well, just
let me know if you want to sponsor my pod.
Well, maybe not after this, because at that moment, all the Lens Crafters around the country were having an issue with their databases. Everything was down. They could not fulfill a prescription at all. Like, he didn't have those glasses for probably 2 weeks.
No!
He had to order all new frames and everything, and those glasses were not that old. So again,
poor man couldn't see for 2 weeks.
I was just sweating. It was awful, and he was wonderful. He
what a good
just
man.
Tried to make me feel better all day. He was trying to make me laugh. I didn't like those glasses anyway. He loved those glasses. He told me several times
those
how
his
much
favorite glasses.
he loved those
Sorry,
glasses. Brian. Let's go out and do something else. Like, let's cross more things off the list. It's going to be okay. Everything's fine.
Even though I won't be able to see it.
I know. But yeah, that was definitely one of the things that I'm like, okay, this is the most patient man,
Good man.
I've ever met.
We love that.
He's so kind. And
we love that.
Yeah.
Okay,
very
great.
lucky.
Wow. And now here you are.
Yeah.
Engaged.
I just won't ever
To be married.
I just won't ever touch his glasses again.
Never.
He knows it.
Never.
No, I don't hold anything in my pockets
Never.
anymore for him.
Sorry, fellas. Just off the market.
Mm.
I want to take a sec.
Okay.
Do we want to go through my dating profile?
Sure.
And you can give me some tips
Sure.
on it. Also, these pictures are going to tell me the last time that I downloaded this app.
I wouldn't make this your first picture just because it's awkward that your friend is cut out of it.
So,
Your
I agree.
eyes look amazing. Is that why you picked it?
She's into eyes.
Mm-hmm.
No. So, actually, it was on one of those, like, your best photo.
Oh.
Like, the app now, there's, like, an algorithm where it will put your best photo at the top. Or, like, your most liked photo or something, I guess. I don't know. So that's why that looks like that.
Okay. So her about me, family, friends, dance, Jeeps, brunch and reading. Shout out to anyone else in a book club.
Whoop whoop.
Very nice. Spirits marketing. Great wedding date. Honestly, dance moves on point. Accurate.
Thank you.
As comfortable with a dirty martini as I am a shot of Jameson. Very nice. I think
you.
that says a lot about you. For me, I would keep it at 3 points. I'd get rid of the last one.
How many do I have?
You have 4.
Okay.
I would maybe update what you're doing for your job right now.
Yes.
Your occupation.
Because I'm not at that occupation anymore.
Correct. And I like you ending on great wedding date. Like, honestly, dance moves on point. Like, it's funny, it's quick, that's what they need to know about you.
Catch me on a dance floor, guys.
I like your basics. Just like, you live an active lifestyle. Mm-hmm. This is what your sign is. Your education, what you're interested in, very important. Love that you have pictures of you traveling. Oh, I think this one with you and the wine should be your profile picture.
Really?
I think that's beautiful. You look windswept.
Took that picture in Croatia. It was about 100 degrees out. I was sweating in some...
You can't tell.
In some, scary places.
It looks like you have someone that has a fan on you, giving you a...
That would have been nice.
Beautiful look.
Thank you.
Prompts, we'll get along if you can name this movie. Tuna on white, no crusts, right?
Yeah. Can you name that movie? Repeat the quote.
Tuna on white, no crust, right?
1, 2, 3. The Fast and the Furious.
Come on.
Thank you. My favorite movie.
If I could travel to any time in the past, it would be the 20s, Gatsby style.
Hell yeah.
Quickest way to my heart, fireworks or a beach campfire. Perfect. Perfect.
My favorite.
The only thing I would change is I'd want you to have at least one picture in a group.
That's true. Because I say that's what I like to see.
Yes.
So you're right.
Yeah.
I should probably put something up of like me and the girls or something.
But gorgeous pictures. Love it. Traveling.
Hype woman.
I think it's perfect.
Thanks.
But yeah, I would put up a picture of you in a group, and for me, A+ profile.
So can I delete the app now?
No.
Is this the first step, guys? You're watching it here.
No.
She's on. She's back.
On. She's back, baby.
Maybe we'll do like a catch up in like 3 months to see how it's going.
That would be great.
It's probably going to be deleted.
Oh, well.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm really going to try this time.
Okay, growth mindset.
Great. So, the reason that I feel like sometimes I delete these apps
is
the dating pool.
Okay.
Sometimes is not the highest quality, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some of them I have screenshotted some profiles.
Yes.
Maybe we can read some of them,
please,
right now. Some of the most interesting. That one's too disgusting.
Good Lord.
Some of these are bad.
What are you all putting on your profiles?
It's bad. Megan, it's bad. Directly on the profile. That one was like smutty,
Oh.
like, books
Oh.
type.
Ooh.
Yeah, which, like, I mean, I am into, like, smutty books, but, like, not on your profile. Thank you. Okay, so this man said what he's looking for, this is in his profile, what he's looking for is reasonably attractive to me. I prefer women with nice shape, longer hair, giving to others / charitable, with a strong world view, intellectually smart. Sir, those mean the same thing. And can meet me on that level.
Listen, he's putting it out there. What he wants and needs in a partner.
Honesty and integrity, good communication skills. Okay, next prompt.
Sounds great.
It says, same guy. We'll get along if you're beautiful, confident, and sexy. Women that are completely comfortable being feminine. Are you drop dead gorgeous? Healthy, confident, secure, optimistic. These are some real
He's listed
adjectives.
I think it sounds like he looked up adjectives for a good mate.
Yeah, synonyms.
And he put those.
And then put all of their synonyms.
Yeah.
And then a non-negotiable. My ideal woman is slender.
Oh.
Okay. And in great shape. That could be the same. Consider the same. With my ideal woman is slender and in great shape with a great body. Sir, I think that you just said the same three things. Different ways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Long and straight brown, black, red, or blonde hair.
So hair.
So just have hair on your head.
Have hair on your head. Make it a color.
Just have
Give it a color.
hair.
Just hair.
Nice teeth, clean.
That's important.
Guys, I'll have you know, I have not had a cavity in 32 years.
And she'll tell you about it anytime she gets the chance.
Thank you. So maybe this could be it for me. Same guy. Swipe right if you are drop dead gorgeous, healthy, confident, secure, optimistic, flexible, ew, giving, intelligent, honest, outgoing, quotes, a social butterfly. Thank you for explaining outgoing to me. Fun, great. Who gave this man a thesaurus?
But I like that he ended with great.
Great.
I want you to be great.
I just want you to be great. I think I'm pretty great.
You are great. You should have swiped right on him.
Oh, God.
You could have been drop dead gorgeous together.
Literally. Drop dead gorgeous, slender, fit, great body.
Ugh, all I keep thinking about is
blonde
that, like,
hair.
late 90s movie, Drop Dead Gorgeous. Does anyone remember? No? It's okay.
No.
Most people wouldn't. Let me read it.
Okay.
Can I read it?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a real winner.
I find Bumble's 24-hour allowance for a woman to message first too generous, so I'm giving you 12 hours before unmatching your ass for being too slow. That is the first thing this man
That's his bio.
set up in his bio.
This is his bio.
Listen, he is too good to be true.
Too good and deserves 12 hours or less.
12 hours.
That 24-hour rule? Too generous, guys. Too generous for this Prince Charming.
Snatch him up.
Snatch him up. You know what? I wish that there's a way that we could go back and look and see if these guys are still on Bumble. So, I mean, that was just a couple of the ones that I could say, because this is somewhat of a family-friendly podcast.
Yeah. Some of them are yucky.
Some of them are gross. But yeah, no, I mean, guys, honestly, I don't know why I'm still single with there's so many fish in the sea. I'm fishing in the wrong pond, y'all. I'm fishing in the wrong place.
Okay. What I will say in my wrap up of online dating,
Okay.
is it is frustrating and it is sometimes makes you really angry and it's exhausting and it's wonderful and you meet a lot of great people and new people download these apps every day and you need to put yourself out there because what's your other option?
Oh, you mean Prince Charming isn't just gonna
He's
come
not.
knock on
He's
my
not.
door as I'm
He's
watching
not.
a Hallmark movie?
He or she or they or not.
Wow. So okay, what if you can name like 2 or 3 of your top tips for online dating? What would they be?
Be patient.
Okay.
Patience is gonna help you out every time.
Patience is a virtue.
That it is. I would say it's a numbers game.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get caught up in, I'm having a really great conversation with this one person and I'm going to spend all of my time and energy on this one person.
Mm-hmm.
And that's great. You can talk to that one person and talk to a few other people.
Mm-hmm.
See what else is out there. Because you could be talking to one person who you are very into. They could be talking to somebody else that they're very into. And your person, you're missing. So just keep swiping. Just keep starting conversations.
Just keep swiping. Just keep swiping.
Yes. And then show yourself a little bit of grace.
Which we should do anyway, guys.
It's really hard. Give yourself breaks when and if you need it.
Maybe not a year long, like me.
Then maybe don't download it for a week and then
Delete
jump
it.
off.
Well, now I'm in.
Right.
I'm downloaded, guys.
There we go.
I'm here until at least next week.
Okay, great. Something else that I learned early on is just a safety thing. If something feels off, you do not owe anybody anything.
Nope.
In these dating apps, you don't owe anybody anything.
Mm-hmm.
I have had a friend who was set to meet somebody, was walking outside of the restaurant, looked in, saw them, felt like something was off, just got this gut feeling of something is wrong, and she walked right back to her car, sent them a text, hey, so sorry, I don't think this is going to work out, I'm just not ready for this, sorry. And the way that person reacted really just emphasized the fact that she made the right decision.
It validated that she made the right choice.
Absolutely.
We talk about that I think I've talked about that a couple times now, through travel, through anything, relationships. If it feels off,
it's off.
It's off. It's probably off, guys.
Yeah.
Trust your gut.
And I mean, the obvious things, right? Meet in a public place. Yeah. I would always go places where I knew people there, where someone could walk in that I knew, and if I felt uneasy, I could easily walk up to them. Right. And just say like, hey, could you help me out? Yeah. A lot of people I know avoid any place where they know somebody, but I'm kind of the opposite.
I avoid places where
but at least make it a public place.
Oh, always, obviously. Yeah.
So yeah, definitely just listen to your gut a lot. You had talked about ghosting culture. Yeah. My rule is if I have gone on a date with you, if I've met you in person and I just don't see it going anywhere, I'm not interested in the second date, I will always put out a text. Yeah. I will put out a text that I have, I had formulated of just a lot of what I had, said before. I really enjoyed getting to know you. I don't feel like there's a connection between us. And I'm wishing you the best of luck. I really want you to find your person. Yeah. Something along those lines, right?
I agree. It's 2023. We're not ghosting anymore, people.
Right.
Okay? We're done. We're done with that. Just let them down.
Right.
Just be like, listen, don't see it going anywhere. Not feeling it. I wish you all the best. Right. And that's that.
Right. Because for me, the anxiety of them texting and you not getting back to them, and then you possibly seeing them out somewhere, far outweighed. Like, I would rather just put this text out there,
100%.
send it once, and then that's it.
Or, maybe if you're into it more than them, like the breadcrumbing of like texting every now and then, or whatever, just tell me what's up. That's all I want, like I would want to be honest with someone, because also it's just like it's a bit of hope, and like, okay, it might sting in the moment, but you're so much better off for it.
Yes.
you're so much better off just being open and honest. Like I said, you don't owe these people anything. Nobody owes me anything. Like, just be a good person and just like, hey, listen, not feeling it.
There were plenty of people that I chatted with on the apps that the conversation just fizzled out.
Yeah.
That happens.
That happens.
Like, that's fine. Whatever. Yeah. You keep it moving. Maybe
I wouldn't consider that ghosting.
No, maybe they met somebody, like, that's fine, whatever. But yeah, I would say just give yourself some room and be open to it.
Yeah.
Like, just, you have to be open to it. You have to want it. Mm-hmm. And you have to try, right? Like, start conversations with people that maybe you were like, I don't know about this. They're not absolutely perfect. No one's absolutely perfect. You're not absolutely perfect.
What?
Well, you are.
You are.
Oh, thanks.
Sister.
But no, we all have our things, our flaws.
Yeah.
Like, just, if there's one thing that you like about their profile, ask them about it.
Yeah.
You never know where that could lead.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it, just give it time. It's going to take a lot of time.
Yeah.
To find your person and to find somebody who you could see yourself being with.
Wow. All right. Well, there you have it from the mouths of babes. Thank you.
You're so beautiful.
You're beautiful. Thank you, sister. Meg, thank you so much for coming on. I don't know if you guys know this. We're recording past Megan's bedtime.
Way past, guys.
So thank you so much for being here. Guys, thank you so much for joining in. And I also want to shout out Brendan Kelly. Thank you so much for recording this episode for me today. We're so excited, and thank you so much for being here, taking the time out to help us out. All right, guys. Well, get excited for next week. We'll have a new episode coming at you. We'll talk soon. Stay pretty.